What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the No Cap Space. I'm Tyler, joined by Andrew, and today, a very special guest. A bucket, a stopper on the defensive side, your two-way perimeter player. Whatever you need, she can get it for you. Quinerly of West Virginia. Thank you for tapping in with us here today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
So, we're stoked to talk with you today, and I feel like I was just telling you this before we click record. Let me tell you right now, one of the most underrated players in the league, in the nation. Let's just go ahead and get that out front. And to that point, you can pretty much you can find a spot wherever. We'll put it like that. And even over the span of your time in college, and especially in the era that we're in now, you've seen multiple coaches come through. You've had a new coach every year. This is the first year you've had the same coach in back-to-back years. And yet you stayed at West Virginia and you stuck it out when, like I said, I can't imagine it would have been too hard to find another spot if that was what you wanted. Can you talk to me about why West Virginia and why was it so important for you to stick around with this program specifically?
Honestly, I chose West Virginia because probably y'all don't know, but I had tore my ACL my sophomore year of high school, and a lot of schools started just not looking at me anymore, just looked away or whatever. But Kerry, he came to one of my practices back at home. He came to my house. He was just on top of it. And I don't know, I felt like the loyalty. I'm a big person on loyalty. So I stuck with him. Ended up committing to West Virginia. And then also, of course, Messiah Hunter, which she ended up committing to, which we basically grew up together, been playing together all our lives. So it was a good and big decision for me to go there. And then Stan, I would say, I don't know. I just always wanted something like for myself. Like I never wanted to just go off to a school because they got a big name. Like I wanted to make that name or just make that school, just turn that whole program around or just anything like that. Like I knew I could play, so I just wanted to play basketball, make sure I could get on the court first time in there. So yeah.
So what's the difference between an off season where you're going through a coaching change and an off season where you're not? Like, are you able to just like sit for a second and be like, I don't have to learn anything new. I don't have to meet all these new people. I don't have to like go into practice a certain way and do a thing a certain way. Like you finally get to chill for the first time in your college career.
Yeah, it's first time and it's my senior year. Like I was just talking about this, like it feels so crazy that I'm a senior right now. I've really been here for 4 years. But them off seasons when we lost Coach Carey, that was a crazy off season. I didn't know what was about to happen at all. I was just waiting, anxious, waiting to figure out who our next coach was gonna be, how they playing style was gonna be, whether they was gonna fit me into that some way, and how my playing time was gonna look over top of that. So it was a lot of just waiting and guessing over these last 2 summers, them first 2 summers. Yeah, so it was just a lot of waiting, questioning, wondering like, Lord, like what's gonna happen now? Like Jesus, like another coach, like. But then Kellogg had ended up coming in here, and I honestly I already knew he was a good coach. Came from SFA. Still has a winning record as a coach. And the fire under him, even he like a quiet person like me. Like I'm a very quiet person, and he's very calm, quiet, just like me. But he has you can see the passion about basketball that he has, and I love that about him for sure.
I wanted to. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the relationship now with Coach Kellogg, because like to your point, like he was someone that for people that are deep into the game, like it wasn't some no-name coach come. Like this is a coach that had won some games before and felt like a good hire. But for you, from the point where you first meet him to now thinking to where you are, can you kind of describe? You mentioned kind of similar mentality and personality, but what is y'all's relationship like? And now that you're able to have extended time actually being able to build that.
I mean, honestly, I think my first relationship started with Carrie, and it was a good relationship, but I don't think I really had a very deep relationship with Don plus White. But then he came in, and I just seen like our personalities are kind of similar. Like we both trying to figure out how to talk to each other because we both don't like talking, and we just both trying to figure each other out. But definitely have opened up to him a lot more, opened up to all of the coaches, honestly.
Yeah.
Just they stay on top of us all the time. But he's a great dude, like great family oriented dude, and I love that about him for sure.
So I'm curious because you are like Hampton Roads born and bred. Like like your whole family went to Norfolk. Your brother played ball there. Parents went there. Was Norfolk ever in the calculus? Did you ever get pressured to like go to Norfolk?
Not really. I always knew the coach. Like I would go work out up there, of course. He always would make jokes about like I got a number 11 hanging up for you. Yeah, but not really. It was never pressured. I always make jokes with my parents, be like, I'm finna transfer to NSU just cause they be like, my dad be like, no, you're not doing that. Like, you're not doing that. But yeah, like I did actually. I worked out 2 summers ago there, and that was when Diamond Johnson had ended up committing there. Of course, yes, and then so I went in there and I was working out, and then everybody started asking me like, "You coming here too?" I'm like, no.
That would have been a hell of a duo. That'd be a hell of a duo. It's a lot of buckets on one court.
No, but NSU they had a good run this year too.
Yeah,
they good.
Yeah, I'm interested. Just kind of going more so on the court now. As someone, I'm in Big 12 country and everything, so I've been able to see you play in person, be able to see at tournaments, things of that nature. And one thing, like you feel like kind of a rare breed in the sense of your mentality on the court. Like, and it feels like you, like Jalen Sherrod feels like a player that's wired that way on the men's side. Like a Russell Westbrook is, someone I got to see like that type of mentality when hooping, where it's just like 100% of the time you're on go. Like it never fails. It feels like you never get tired from the looks of it. At least I'm sure you get tired. But from where I'm sitting, it's on go 100% of the time. Is that just the way you're wired? Is that like a basketball thing? Like what allows you to produce and be at that level for the entirety of the game?
Honestly, my dad. My dad worked me so hard just growing up, me and my brother. I wouldn't say he worked me like super hard, because my dad was also a person where like have your fun, like you need that outlet, of course. But yeah, he definitely worked me super hard, and he installed that mentality into me, like nobody can beat you, like nobody can stop you, and at all times you go 100%, 110% every time. So I've just always had that mentality, and a lot of people always say like I just never stop, like I'm always going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
that's just me, honestly.
Was it like that when you were coming up? Because like, I mean, the thing about Hampton Roads that every like girls or women's basketball fan in the know knows is like Boo Williams Summer League is that's where every coach goes in the summer to go recruit a player. Like if you are good, you are playing Boo Williams. So like, what was that culture like for you coming up? And how much did that inform like that energy and that competitiveness, knowing that every summer the best hoopers were going to be out in your neck of the woods playing ball?
Yeah, AAU was a great time. Like if I could go back and play AAU right now, I would. AAU is so fun, just being around so many hoopers all the time, literally for a whole summer. But with Boo, it was just like we literally all grew up together. Like we was always around each other. So as we went up and started playing with Boo, like we was already then played with each other. We got the chemistry, like I said, Isaiah James. I played with Isaiah James. I played with Diamond. I played with Jada Walker. Like we already knew each other, whether we done played against each other before or we done played with each other. So that was a great culture. Like it's like family around there. Literally, like you gonna know somebody on the on the court for sure. But yes, that's a very family oriented place, and I love it. Like you'll go there, Nike tournaments, you might end up seeing Allen Iverson or something. Like it's just it's like a very family thing, and I love it for real.
So who's giving who that work? Like you, Isaiah, Diamond, like which guard who's giving everyone else the work?
I don't know. It's a hard.
You can say you. You can.
I ain't gonna say me. It's a hard decision. Like you got
That's a lot of talent.
Great
Like,
players. That's a
yeah.
lot of talent. It just honestly, it just depended on the night, depending on the time of the game. And, But either way, we was blowing people out. That's all I know.
Bro, I bet.
Hey, yeah, it was stacked. Like it was
stacked.
stacked.
We had Olivia McGee too that go to Virginia. I think she's a sophomore now. Yeah, we had her on the team. We had a deep team.
It was just stacked across the board.
I would hate that as like a high school kid. Like you're rolling up to an AAU game, like you yourself might be like a fringe D1 or Division II player. Like I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna like get a couple buckets. Maybe some like Big West team will like see me and be into it, and then like the Monstars show up.
They be like, oh, Lord.
Listen.
I'd be saying a prayer, man.
I don't know if I'm built for that. I ain't gonna listen.
Maybe out there screaming for help.
Well, JJ, to that point of screaming for help, because I've seen you in person and watching you play defense, like I'd be like wanting like to throw the towel in for the player. You're like it's ruthless and like kind of to the same point where I asked earlier about like the energy that you bring. I feel like it's unique to see a player both be dominant on offensive side and taking the challenge of guarding the best perimeter player on the defensive side. So for you, the comfortability in doing that and taking those challenges, is that something that also just kind of came through from your dad in these matchups, or how important is you to have that responsibility on this team?
I've always had that responsibility playing in high school with my high school coach, Sandra Sawyer at Lake Teller. Always had put me on the best player, and you better go out there and score whatever I need you to score.
Yeah.
That's what I was told. So that's what I always did. And honestly, if I want to be honest, I like defense more than I like offense.
I believe it. No, watching you play, I believe it. You be kidding. The work, that's where that's where I feel like when I think about like your energy and like just the tone that you set when you're on the court, it's on the defensive side of the ball where that's happening.
I mean, for me, I'd be like, all right, get this steal. I can go in transition. I think I'm my best in transition. So I think if I get a steal and we can go in transition, we can get out fast. It's helpful for us. And we don't got to set up no half court offense or nothing. It's better for us.
And we've seen it plenty. We've seen that plenty.
Exactly.
I was gonna say I got a matchup in mind that I'm thinking of, man, is that Iowa game that you guys played and just frustrated the living hell out of them all the way through. And I'm curious now, like watching Caitlin Clark in the WNBA now, like what was your experience guarding her? And like, are you watching anything in these games being like, we did that, or like I did that?
Yeah, I see a lot of the teams going for like just be physical with her, like show her that you're not scared. I mean, I don't think we was ever scared. We seen that name come across the screen and we was like, all right, like, and then everybody was complaining about what Kellogg said, but like, what is he supposed to say? Like, oh, let her beat us? Like, no, like, go and play her like anybody else. She bleed like we bleed. So, I mean, guarding her she's a great player. Like, she's a really great player, and I don't know, and she's tall. Like, I didn't think she was that tall, but she is tall. Like, I'm only 5'6", so guarding her was like, like I can sit there and guard, but like at the same time, she's a great player. She can just shoot over me like it's nothing. But kudos to the rest of our team. Like I was so proud of our team and how we played and how all of the girls stepped up and was at one point damn near the whole team was at guarding her at some point. I know that. So,
that was
glad.
So
Stepped up and did what they needed to do, and we I mean, it was a great time.
Yeah,
like,
that was a hell of a game
experience for sure. Yeah.
So be real. I am curious though. When Kellogg did say that, like, were y'all hyped to hear him say that, or was it like all right? I mean, I guess we'll go out. And
No, we was hyped. Like, we was super hyped. Like, I ain't gonna say too much, but yeah, we was hyped.
I love it.
The only thing I remember is like I remember hearing some folks that were like, well, the team was still pretty quiet, so like are they buying into like his hype up? So like I was curious. I had to ask.
Yes, one thing about our team, which are last year and this year, because I done met a lot of the new girls already, and just seeing their personality and stuff like, and just like last year, we're not afraid of nobody. Like we have no reason to be afraid of nobody. It's been so many years we done been put down at dang near last in the league and then finished tied for fourth. So it's like, what's the point of being scared of somebody? Like, just go out there, play, do it your all, play at your best. Whatever comes out, the outcome of the game, it is what it is. I mean, can't do too much about it. Can't trip about it. Can't go out there nervous. You just gotta go play.
Yeah.
I love the mentality.
Yeah. I'm interested in that because you mentioned that, like especially going into last season, like when you have that multiple turnover over time, I just think the assumption is just like, okay, well, there's bound to be a down year at some point, like just when you have that turnover. But y'all, it clicked pretty fast for like it. It was obviously a successful season overall and everything for you. Like as someone, especially who's now been through multiple coaching changes like that, what made last year's team, like whether it just gelled quickly or like what was kind of like the main factors from your eyes that allowed it to be successful so fast?
I'm not gonna lie, we was all like super close, like outside of basketball. Like we was always hanging out together. If we weren't at the gym, we was at probably Domain, the whole team together. Like we was always together, so it was bound to us just gel together on the court. Like I think that's where it came from. We trusted each other, we loved each other, and then it showed on the court, and we showed that we gonna play and go put our all into everything that we do on this court for each other.
What was like a night, if any, in this past season that was like y'all went out and did something together and you were like, yeah, man, like this team like is a good group of people that I'm hanging with right now?
A night?
Yeah. It could be a night or a day. I'm not saying you had to like, go full country.
Yeah, nothing wilding out. But like, was there like a moment where you're like, oh, okay, like this team is a legit team?
Yeah. We had a Christmas party one night. Like we had planned it. Like it wasn't something like that the coaches had came with. Like we did Secret Santa and all that stuff. Honestly, I knew it because like we did a Secret Santa, which everybody got a gift that they either wanted or was thinking about or anything. That's how I knew. All right, like y'all know us a little bit. Then like afterwards, I don't know. We was up to like probably like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, just with each other, listening to music, watching. We'd be watching. Y'all know what Baddies is?
Yeah.
We be having a Baddies marathon. Like, it be getting serious in there. No, the team is definitely hilarious, and they are some funny people. Like even now, but like last year's team with Jayla, hilarious. Jayla, I would miss Jayla so much. I miss Jayla, but great group of girls. Lauren Fields, I miss her. Tabby, Tabby's still here right now, so I get to see her for a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss them.
So, who was your Secret Santa, and what gift did they give you, and what gift did you give as Secret Santa?
I think my Secret Santa was Kaya. But the crazy part is me and Kaya ended up going shopping together. So
well, that feels like a cheat code. What? Nah, she was smooth with it.
That's exactly
that's the way to do it.
She tried to get me, but yeah, she bought me these pink Crocs, like not the regular. I forgot what them Crocs was called, but she bought me some pink Crocs, and I've been telling her that I wanted them. So yeah, and I think I had tears of. I think I got her some candles and some Crocs too. It was a couple people who wanted these same Crocs, and we all got
one up the Crocs to the game. Like, I love it.
Yes.
I'm interested. You mentioned that how the team was listening to music and everything, and I love asking players this, like what is your pregame routine, and especially like. Because like, you be ready to go. So like I need to know like what's on the playlist. What is there like a superstition before games? Like what is the JJ Quinerly like get ready for this game routine?
Okay, so let's say a home game. Usually home games will So we get up, we got shoot around. So shoot around, I go eat, and then I'll usually just go back into the locker room, and then I'll go back to the locker room. One, I gotta take at least like a 30 to 45-minute nap.
Okay.
And then after my nap, I go use the bathroom. I gotta use the bathroom. It's no if it's
essentials.
About that.
Essentials.
Gotta use the bathroom. Then I'll start listening to music, and I'll head to the treatment room where I'll get in the boots, and then like I'll start heating my knees up because I got bad knees, so I'll be trying to get them right before the game. Yeah, essentials. And then I'll be listening to my music. Then like I listen to a lot of people. I listen to NBA YoungBoy, B Herbo, No Cap, Huncho. I listen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Dirk, everybody. I listen to anything. I feel like it depends on my mood of what music I listen to. But yeah, and then superstition, I gotta have Carmex in my left sock.
Okay.
Really? How did that start?
I don't know. I've been doing it since I was probably in like middle school. Gotta have it.
Okay.
Whether it's Carmex or any type of lip stuff.
Yeah.
It gotta be in my
Bees
left
or
sock.
something. Yep.
Need it.
Yeah, that actually is interesting. I feel like that's a new. I don't think I've ever heard that superstition before. Like I'm trying to like rack my brain of other one. I think that's a new one. You about to start a whole new trend or something like.
I know. I be telling y'all, when we shooting foul shots, my lips ain't gonna be dry.
You on the line, just
yeah. I might give some to my teammates.
Nah, now I'm gonna have to watch like the whole.
I was gonna
be looking for it now. Like,
do you do it mid game or like are you on the bench? Like what is
it depends. If I have time to do it, I may do it like say they shooting foul shots or like they talking about something, refs talking. I may do it, or I'll probably do it on the bench whenever I go to the bench.
I feel that.
So my lips can't be dry. Like.
Hey, no, you on the big platform. Come on now.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
They be having the camera all close. They're gonna see all.
They be hella close. Like no, that's valid. That's honestly probably the most valid superstition I've ever heard. Like that's a practical one. Some of them are weird. That one's just practical.
No, you need the
heard? Huh? What ones have you heard?
Oh, I feel like I know. So like, for example, my godbrother, he played at Alabama and then played overseas, and he always has mismatched socks. Like that's his thing. That's one that I've like, and like but he does it all the time. So it's just like a day-to-day superstition. I'm like, dude, this is just kind of weird. But like, I just let him live. You know, at this point, it's just what he does. So shout out to Jordan.
Dude, at least he ain't like y'all remember that Jesse episode with Bosch?
Yeah.
Not Jesse. Oh, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I went to this interview not expecting to get a Jesse Chris Bosh reference. But you know what? That's the type of stuff we here for. That's hilarious.
So Carmex in the sock is that the dream NIL deal? Like if you could get any company to hit you with an NIL deal, are we talking Carmex or is there somebody else that you want thrown?
We manifest here.
Honestly, a lifelong supply of Carmex. Honestly, what other things can I ask for? I'll take it.
Okay, so
I'm taking it.
We're manifesting this. Like
I'm taking
it. We gotta get this to. I don't know who the people are over there, but we gotta get it to them. Like I
don't even know who.
And I can promote them during the game.
Oh my! Hey, listen, what NIL deal are you seeing where it's in-game promotion? That might be brand new. Hold on, JJ. You might have just done something here.
I was gonna say this feels foundational right now.
Nah, like I feel like that could be. Nah, that'd be crazy.
Okay, we gotta figure that one out because that's like new age. Like we're evolving NIL doing that.
You can shoot a commercial in
the game, like actively, like during the game
on the bench, like do it and then just like hold it, like
exactly. This is so easy. No, for real.
Okay, so now, we have to I need this to happen now. Like you said, like they already be up close on during the broadcast and everything. Anyways, like this is now you just gotta hold it up. You gotta do like the product placement thing, like the like.
Nice.
Oh my. Okay. Well, okay. So now this has to happen now. From a superstition to an NIL deal. Like this is just the natural evolution of it.
If that happened, I'm putting all the props to y'all.
There we go. We manifested the no cap space. Listen, that's no. We'll be promoting it. Listen, we'll be here with you.
Thank you.
Jay, I also wanted to ask you. Obviously, just kind of generally speaking, like there's so much change across all of women's basketball right now, like especially with the conference, and the Big 12 is not, outside of that. You mentioned that there's been so many players that you've been able to go up against throughout your time. With the new Big 12 teams coming in, is there any team or like individual player that you're excited to match up with or kind of looking forward to in this new season with the new look Big 12?
I would say Arizona because of ISIS.
Yeah, there you go. Like that's
ISIS, and then Jada. She's a good player. Playing against new people, I think playing against a whole bunch of new people is gonna be fun.
So that's a real like excitement, like because I've been thinking about that, like when we're talking like whether it's Big 10, like there's literally every conference it feels like. So there's a real like genuine excitement for something new during conference play.
Yeah, because now you just seeing different teams, different looks, like different types of players all the way around. Because of course, like ACC, they recruit totally different players than Big 12. So I just think that different look, it'll be great for the leagues, honestly. Like Texas moving, yeah, they need to go. They had to go. Like I do want to play them because I just feel like I never beat Texas in my career, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
So, in your Big 12 career, who is or has been the biggest shit talker that you have seen in a game?
Biggest shit talker? I don't know. Nobody has ever talked to me.
Well, that's probably smart too, to be honest. That might be a you thing because I was
gonna say this. Are you the biggest shit?
Yeah. Oh, no. The only person who talked up to me, it was that UCF, the Peterson girl.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. She said something. She was like, "Y'all suck," but we was beating them by like 20, and I'm like, "Well, y'all ain't good. We suck."
You said, "Damn, what does that make you?"
Exactly. Yeah. I don't really talk. I'm not going to. The only way I'll talk drunk is if you really saying something to me. Now you done piss me off. And if I get mad, then that's not a good look. But you,
right. So has there been, like, even if you expand it outside the Big 12, has there been someone that, like, has there been like a moment in your college career where it's like, oh no, I'm gonna get hurt, like I'm like I gotta get that back?
Oh, it was Arizona game when we played NCAA at Maryland. I think it was. She was I forgot her name. She was a guard. She had short hair. I forgot her name though, but no, she kept hitting this mid range over me, and it was just in the same spot, but the way our defense was going, I had to go under. So I'm like, she gonna get this. That pissed me off, and that's when that's when I was like, all right, now I'm gonna just get you in foul trouble and get you out the game.
Yeah, he says, go sit down. Go sit down
for a second, because the defense we going and yo jump shooting right now, it ain't working out.
So the last one I got for you before I hand off to Tyler here. When you look at just like the way women's basketball has been progressing, like is it kind of crazy to like live in that moment a little bit? Like there's people that came before you that, like the Asia Wilsons of the world, right? Like they're experiencing it, but they're experiencing it later in their careers. So like you're getting recruits now that are only living a world that this has existed in. For you, you're getting to like kind of grow with it. What's that like?
I don't know. Freshman year, I didn't even know about NIL, none of that till before the sophomore season when we started doing the Country Roads Trust stuff, and then I'm like, yo, like we actually gave him a little bit of money. Like, what's going on? Like, I didn't like heard stories from my brother, my dad, how I was scrambling in college, like eating noodles every day, trying to buy something. Like, and I'm just over here chilling, eating just fine. The guy enough money to pay the bill. Like, and it was just. But like freshman year, I was like, all right, like I only had like the stipend checks, of course. For freshman year, it was a little more like a regular college experience. And honestly, I'm glad I had it because it forced me to grow up a little bit. But then once sophomore year came around and you start to see, all right, you gotta go do this to get, and you can get this amount of money. You just go do this and you can get this amount. Like it's so easy. And I think that honestly college basketball needed, because the way they was making so much money off these players, and they haven't got anything like you said, them Westbrooks of the world and all them NBA players that went to the NBA and then doing great right now. You know how much money they done made off their jerseys? Like, it definitely was bound to happen sooner or later. It had to, because where all the money going? That's what
hey, that was the question. That was
because that's a lot. But yeah, I'm glad it happened for sure. Glad to be growing with it too.
Yeah. Well, JJ, we don't want to take up too much of your time. I do have one last one for you. I like to ask players this, kind of similar to Andrew's question of seeing the game grow. Obviously, we're just naturally going to be seeing more and more eyes on this product, on women's basketball. For someone that hasn't seen JJ Quinerly hoop, if this is their first time getting to see you hoop this season, what do you hope that they take away from both you and this West Virginia team this season?
Yeah, we some dogs.
There you go.
Love it.
Hey, listen, if that ain't the takeaway watching you in West Virginia play, I don't know what is. Because that's been my takeaway every single time, is that there's some dogs on the court. JJ, thank you so much for joining us here today. This was fantastic. I had a blast.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys stay tapped in here with No Cap Space, your go-to spot for all your women's basketball coverage. The Substack, Twitter, YouTube, playback, all in the description below. And we'll see you next time.